you're not going to get the value that the women can bring to the table. So we need to start creating awareness and not the fight, tit for tat thing that we're doing. Oh, feminists, we have to fight. No, we need to all come to an understanding and see that women in decision making is important. IMF says 27% of economic loss is caused by gender gap, because women are not being chosen to make decisions. So we need to understand that the input of women in our country is very important. It is not just because we are all fighting for equality, but it's for the nation's growth, it's for the nation's GDPs, for the nation's economic growth. So I think that we need to create awareness.
Something I always like to ask this question, and I find that the answers are always very mixed, even with women, is the Ministry of Women Affairs. What are your thoughts on that ministry? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it does its job? I don't even know what its job is. I'm not against it. I just always like to know, and I'm going to ask you the same question too.
This is like a fixed corner. I feel like it's necessary, and I feel like if there's more provision for that ministry, it would thrive. I feel like we're not giving the ministry as much support as we should be giving them, in terms of funding, in terms of sponsors, in terms of financial treasury or whatnot. So we are not giving them that support. So it is necessary to have that platform, but we need to give it more support. We need to give it more insight. We need to give it more opportunities. We need to have that platform.
Do you
definitely?
Okay, so I agree because...
You better agree.
Or else.
I agree because women are viewed as minors. You know, youth are viewed as minors. There are different minors in society, you know, coming from culture, you know, so gender itself, women are minors. So I think that if we actually want to see some form of development in the nation, a nation cannot develop with half of its population being left behind. So I think that there should be more done for women and youth. You know, so that's why we have youth ministry, and there's no men's ministry. Yeah. You know,
but don't you find that has been a problem where they say, okay, we've settled the women, we've settled the young people, now we can? Don't you think that plays out?
Okay, you see that I was at a conference 2 days ago, and Governor Mimiko said that when you empower a man, if the man was drinking palm wine before, he will move to Gouda. He was drinking Gouda before, he will move to champagne. You know, he thinks that he has a right. But women are investment multipliers. And I give you an instance. I have 6 sisters, and that's why I'm an advocate for women. You know, so very early in my life, I started making money. But my mom made it a point of duty to invest in my sisters, so I gave some of them some money. And down the line, when the chips were low, my sisters were there to support. You know, they've invested that money, and you see that the money has started to turn out for them. So that's the same thing for women too. When you invest in a woman, you invest in a community. Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest problem now facing women in Nigeria?
I would say...
If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one, wow, can I just like put it
Okay.
together? There are 2 things for me, actually 3 things for me. First is education. 70% of our women are not educated. And that's like half of the population. So saying 70% of half of the population do not know how to speak English. And I kind of noticed that from my training program. I've trained a total number of 235 women. And out of 235, 80% of them stopped at GS1 or primary 6 level. And these are women who are like 45 with 6 children and 35 with like 9 kids. You know, they'll tell you, oh, we not go past GS1, or we not get money, or culture, because of cultural play, they say, okay, don't go past this level. Let your brothers go to school, you stay at home and help your mom, you know. So that's a major problem. The education level in the country for women is very, very, very low. Secondly is poverty. Women are representative again, 70% are below poverty line in Nigeria. That's high. That's on the high side, any less than $1 a day. So this is the problem. If you give avenue for women to make more money through empowerment, like what we're doing, you know, with training schools, with female empowerment programs, and they start making more money, there will be an improvement in the economy, in the nation, and in women in general.
What are some of the easiest ways you found that women could make money now? I'm talking maybe the short to medium term fixes.
Okay.
Agriculture, maybe.
Yes, agriculture. I mean, in the past we have looked at things like, you know, catering and fashion and whatnot. Yeah. But this time we're trying to focus on very, very serious sectors like agriculture and politics and technology. Agriculture, 90% of people who are employed in rural areas are employed as farmers, and a large number of them are women. So I think we are focusing more on things like that. So things like agriculture, you give a woman 1 chicken or 2 chickens, those 2 chickens will make 10 chickens in 5 days, those 10 chickens will make 20. Yeah. So little things like that are things that we should focus on.
Let's talk about the conference now. Yeah. What's this about? SME 100? You're trying to train 1,000 women?
Yeah.
Tell me about this, please.
Okay, so You know, the International Women's Day is a global phenomenon. Okay. And when we got the theme, which is Pledge for Parity for this year, we looked at it and we conducted a study. And we found out that 3 industries where women suffer parity. I mean, the disparity is very high, you know, where women's voices are very low. It's in politics and public administration, it's in technology, and it's in agriculture. Agriculture, like I mentioned before, shocked me, you know, from the report. So we've said to ourselves that if we actually want to do something about this, we should congregate these women. First of all, like you said, education. We are going to educate them. We're going to bring them up to speed as regards what's happening globally. Then secondly, we upskill them. So we're going to be training 1,000 women all through the year 2016. 1,000 women and young entrepreneurs. Yeah. So we're going to be training them on financial intelligence. With our partner there is Smart Money by RSA. By in the makeup industry, we'll be training them as well. Our partner is the House of Tara. And agriculture, we're going to be taking like 100 of them to 300 of them to Songhai Amukbo in Delta State, where we'll be training them on agriculture and going to cut across fishery, piggery, cash crops, and poultry. You know, also we'll be training them on technology with our partners at WTech, Women in Technology Initiative. We believe that if you train one woman, you know, there's no telling how much impact that one business will have on our society, helping us to reduce the high rate of unemployment that we're suffering right now.
So this event is when?
This event is on Wednesday, March the 9th.
Okay.
And then we have some free tickets. So some organization has paid for some free tickets. Ideally, I said, because my experience in running capacity development trainings and conferences like this, if you throw it open to people, they never take it seriously. You know, like our media master class that we ran in the School of Media and Communication. If we started at 10, people were strolling in by 12. Is this the place? Is it the and I'm like, really? Is it because
they feel it's premium?
I'll tell you. Like when we did in makeup, we asked them to pay a token. I mean, if you go to a makeup school, like 130 something thousand, we said we just bring 20K. Before we started by 3, but at 1 o'clock we'll see people there. They're helping us to set up, you know. So that's why we said, okay, you know what, just bring 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 is even nothing to the conference. But some organizations said, you know what, don't even charge them. We're going to pay for these women. You get the free breast and cervical screening, courtesy the Pink Pearl Foundation. You get to meet with our speakers, you network. You know, we have the chairperson of Access Bank as our keynote speaker. We have the Commissioner for Women Affairs. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, I mean, this is a good place to ask her.
Exactly, those questions. So I guess you ask her that. And you're going to be there?
I am going to be there, yes, definitely.
All right, you said when March what again?
March 9th.
March 9th. You can
reserve your tickets on www.sme100nigeriaconferences.com.
Thank you very much.
SME100 Nigeria Conferences.
Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you very much, Orode.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today, and happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
We'll come back and talk some entertainment. Please stay with us.